Alright YouTube, in this video we are going to see how to upload exact size image using JavaScript. Along with the exact size, I want only the JPEG to be uploaded. Fine. Now let's see. If you uploaded right, it will preview the image. If it's wrong, you can see in this case it's wrong. You are not able to preview. Now if I choose the right one, which is BG5, you will see the image is previewed. The height and width are matching along with the extension. Now if I choose a small image other than BG5, you will see it shows a message and it says the uploaded width and height along with the file format. To follow along, I'll leave the source code in the description. The first thing is I want only the webp format. So at present you can see there are many format over here. To restrict the webp format, what I'll do is I'll simply add an attribute. Now you can see only the webp is visible. It is because of this attribute. If you want to see only the JPEG format, and it's a mixture, it's not working, it is because it is JPEG. Now let me view only the PNG format. Now when you click on a button, it will only show the PNG only. You can see there are only 4 PNG in the images folder. Now let me make it JPEG. So there are all 6 to 7 images JPG format. So let me make it WebP. I want the image to be only WebP. So you will see only the WebP image will be displayed. And now you can choose. Fine. And only the specified dimension which we have seen and preview image. So once you unzip, you will see images. This image is necessary. So this upload image would be replaced with our selected image. Fine. Now so when I click on a button, so this div will simply hold the information about the image, and this image would be replaced with our selected image. And this button, when a button is clicked and the function is triggered, it's not a click function, it's a on change function. So let me start the script tag from scratch. So let me open our script.js. So and let's define our function, which is on change function. The name of the function is check wp. Initialize the function with the function keyword. The first thing, we're going to get the input type file and the image and the div that will show the first one is the ID. To get the element with ID, we'll use the property document.getElement by ID, and this one is a class. We can access it by document.getElements by class name. It will return a node list. To access the first one, I would be passing the index 0. We have used ID and we have used class. Now we'll try to access the div without the ID and class. Get the image without ID and class. So we'll see it's after the input type file. So let's get the input type file, which is in the variable this one. So the parent of it is label. So we need the label. So for that I'll use parent element, and now what we'll get is we'll simply get the label because we have used input field dot parent element. So if you choose, it's not showing up. Let me see why. Now you can see the label is showing up. Now we need the next element. With the help, the next element is simply image. After label, it's directly the image. So to access the next element, we'll be using next element sibling. You can see it's not showing up. Let me see why. It should show up. Let me refresh it. It hasn't saved, the file hasn't saved, that's the reason. And we are getting the image without using the id or class. Fine. Now we are going to create we are going to get the file, selected file. Choose the element input type id, sorry, input type file, and we can access the selected image with the help of files. You can see we can access it. So let me store it into a variable, selected image, and then we're going to create a object which is a reader. And this reader, when the reader is loaded, what I need is I want a function to get executed, and that function will simply replace our image with our selected image. So when you click on a button, the reader is getting called, and the reader is, once the reader is getting called, it is going to run this function reader.onload. So in the reader.onload, I want to get the result. To get the result, so before that I'm going to replace the image. To replace the image, I will be calling the src attribute, and I'm going to replace it with our selected image. So I believe it won't work. Once it is done, I want the input field value to be passed inside the readAsDataURL. So when you select the file format will be the binary form. To make it readable format, I will be passing the input field to the readAsDataURL function. So we need to pass the value dot files. We need to pass this one. We can access it with the help of e.target.result. e.target.result will give you the selected image. Target is not defined. Let me see why. We need to use this over here. There is also another option. Let me see if it works. We'll run with it, and it is not working. Let me use, we need to pass the e over here. Let me remove this and the passed e, and let me pass the e on the reader.onload, and now it will work. And you can choose any image and it will be replaced with our selected image, and that is working. Now let's show the information. To show the information, I'm going to create a image object, and this image object will also have a src attribute, and this src attribute will be replaced with our selected image. And I'm not going to show it in the HTML. I will use this image object to fetch the data when the image is loaded. Let me comment it. When the image object is loaded, I want to get the image object's selected height and width. So the image object will simply hold the image which we have selected on the file explorer. So get the div with the help of inner HTML property. We can append our inner HTML. We can append HTML. So I would be displaying the text height, width, and the file name. So the image object dot height will give you the height. We need to pass it inside the, this is not the right way to write. we need to pass it inside the template literal, which is by using curly bracket. So dollar, and to get the file names dot files dot item, we need to pass 0 dot name, which will give you the selected file name. Let me pass the height and width or inside the literal. I can say template string. Now the selected images height and width will be displayed inside the div. You will not get the preview because we have commented it. It has not saved yet, you can see. The selected image height and width can be previewed. And now we are getting the height and width. Now we'll use a condition. If the height and width satisfies, then preview the image. If the height and width satisfies, image object dot height, then we need to show the image. This is the width and this is the height. Let me width and height. So this would simply replace the image. If it is equal to height and width, it will replace the image with our selected image, or else it should show an alert message. Along with the return statement. If you write return statement, it will not execute the next line. It will directly exit the function, which is check for WP. Fine, let's check. And this is the final step. Let's select an image and drop our image. It does not satisfy the condition, so the image is not previewed. So if you use bg5, this will work. The height is matching and the width is matching and the web is also matching. And this one, now you can see, even after it is not matched, we are previewing the image. So for that, after the alert, I'll use the image, the old image. So it is not matching and you can see the image is not getting previewed. It is replaced with our, if the image is not matching the height and width, the old image will be visible. And that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.